Hey everyone. Yeah. Hey, yeah, sorry about that. I was just thinking about what I was going to say for a second. But I wanted to give you my video audio review as I head to work. Well, first of all, I got to mail out something before I head to work. I thought I'd give you my audio video review. Excuse me. My audio video review of Sonic the Hedgehog 284, Part 1 of Panic in the Sky. And I have to say that for the first part, I think it went pretty well. I mean, it set up basically things to come in the next few issues, and you can definitely tell that Chip, he's gonna play a vital part. Something's gonna happen with Chip, him being the light guy and him having his powers and memories back. You could tell he's going to play a vital part in the series, in this finale. I mean, quite honestly, I think what's going to happen in the next few issues, I could be wrong, but something's going to happen where he's going to reveal the truth to a lot of the egg bosses and maybe even Eggman, and you know, it's going to reveal that, you know. Like, let's say he reveals the truth to the egg bosses about Eggman's true intentions. I could see a lot of the egg bosses kind of leaving the Eggman Empire and everything. And, you know, just when Eggman threatens to blow him up, hold on for a sec. You know, just when Eggman threatens to, like, blow him up, I think Chip, through his powers or something like that, or through something, is going to deactivate. Something's going to happen to where the bombs that are implanted into the egg bosses are going to deactivate. It's like, you know, they won't no longer be like under Eggman's control, and they'll be able to do their own thing. Which in a sense, in a way kind of makes sense, because it opens the door for more villains to be developed for the freedom fighters to fight. So I could definitely see that happening in the next few issues. Maybe I'm wrong, but something's going to happen, because, I mean, you know, you think Chip would kind of use his powers, but I think the moment's coming very, very soon. Overall, though, the start was okay. I mean, I like how the freedom fighters realized that, because basically, you know, I mean, the way the issue starts out is, you know, you have Sonic being, being Sonic, being cocky, and, you know, kind of like letting his ego get the best of him, like saying, yeah, you know, we got it all in the bag. All we have to do is just do this and that, and we can celebrate, da 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 da. And that's in true Sonic fashion, if you will, because, and if not Sonic Sat-AM fashion, because you have Sally thinking, yeah, that's nice and everything, but still something kind of feels off. And because they realize that the systems, something's like there's some kind of malware or a virus in the systems. So anyway, long story short, Nicole's searching Sky Patrol for whatever it is, and she notices the Tails doll. And the Tails doll ends up morphing, or at least the cyber version of the Tails doll ends up morphing into Phage. And Phage has an encounter with Nicole to the point that Nicole needs assistance, and later on in the story, Tails provides her with the red star ring. Now, something does happen. I don't know if Nicole's going to get shut down temporarily, or she's just going to get to a point similar like with 252 and everything, where she's low on power, but she's still okay. We don't really know yet. But something's going to happen that's really going to, like I said, something's being planned out, and something's going to happen where I think maybe with this issue, or if it leads into it, future issues, maybe universe of the main comic, we're going to find out the truth about Phage. We're going to find out that Phage is actually Nikki, that had been actually a part of Nikki that survived, that has been corrupted. So I can see that happening. I mean, I can see maybe with this story or a future story, Nicole, maybe with the help of Chip or something like that, is going to end up confronting Nikki and Phage, and say, I know who you really are, and I know you're Nikki, you've been corrupted, Eggman's lied to you, da-da-da. And I can see maybe Phage being the kind of character that's developed to the point that she'll admit it, but she says, Eggman told the truth. And again, it goes back to what I said. I think, in a sense, Chip's going to basically open everybody else's eyes about Eggman's true intentions, and then something's going to happen to the point that they're going to realize, hey, this guy lied to us. And maybe they might even see what he did previously, like with the Genesis wave, and how things were altered. I don't really know, I'm just guessing. But if Chip is the light guy and he's supposed to be the one to help set everything right, I could see that happening. I could see that occurring. So, but yeah, getting back to the review of the story, she does encounter Phage. But Phage is just basically a distraction, allowing the Battlebird Armada to attack Sky Patrol, allow Speedy to get into Sky Patrol, face Sally, end up catching Chip, who I guess out of a fit of anger ends up coming out of the locked cage area where Sally put him to protect him, and he ends up being captured. So again, I think something's being played out to the point that I think what we're going to get at the end of all this is just like, something similar to Spider-Man Secret Wars. And I'll get into the animated one, and I'll get into that in a moment, but I could see that happening maybe. I could see that. So yeah, overall, the first issue was okay. I mean, basically, they realized that Eggman because the Tails doll was on board, that Eggman was leaked, that the plans and everything was leaked. They realized that because of how well planned this was, coordinated. Now, I'm not going to be surprised that we get to the second issue and, Sonic's going to kind of apologize for being a little bit of an ego, kind of letting his ego get the best of him, and realize, what, maybe I shouldn't celebrate too soon sometimes, and maybe we should just make sure. I mean, I could see in this next issue he does apologize to Sally and say, you were right. We should have just waited and made sure everything was good. So, because I'm guaranteeing you that from a storyline perspective, if Sonic would have waited and not been so cocky about, we're going to celebrate and everything, that they would have found out the Tails doll being on board. Now, I do like the fact that when they finally do find the Tails doll, I love Tails' reaction here. He's like, okay, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Sonic gets Metal Sonic, and I get that. And I can maybe see throughout this arc when they confront Eggman, and maybe Tails finally says something about that. Maybe we'll have Tails finally say something about that, and kind of mention to Eggman something about that, and maybe Eggman might say something along the lines of, hey, just like you're an annoyance to me, I know this will be an annoyance to you, so. So I could see something like that down the line for Tails. I could see that. And hold on for a second, folks. I will be right back. Alright, folks, sorry about that. I had to mail something off that's important. So, anyway, like I was saying, just checking. But like I was saying, basically, overall, it's a good start to the Panic in the Sky arc, and like I said, I could see a lot of things happening. Like I could see maybe Chip using his power to open the eyes of all the egg bosses, maybe even Eggman, and make them see the truth. And I could see stuff like that happening, maybe, but again, I could be wrong. But again, I did get a kick out of Tails' reaction to the Tails doll. Like, he's like, Sonic gets, his reaction is, okay, Sonic gets Metal Sonic, which is a tough opponent, but yet he gets a creepy little doll. And as I was saying before I went into the post office, I think if he does confront Eggman about that down the line, whether it's in this story arc or it's in another story arc or something, I can see Eggman's reaction being like, hey, you become an annoyance, you become such an annoyance to me, why don't I give you something that's going to become an annoyance, why don't I create something that's going to be an annoyance to you? So, I wouldn't say that's exactly what would be exchanged between the two if Tails finally confronts him about it. But we'll have to wait and see. But again, with Sonic, like I said, I could see him next issue apologizing for getting a little ahead of himself and not doing exactly what should have been done the first time. And that, what Sally wanted, well, basically not doing the right thing and checking out a lot of the systems, like not checking out all the systems to make sure everything was all right, like there was nothing amiss and everything. So, but again, like I said, besides all that, the fight sequence was good on Sky Patrol and, Cole's deal. Like I said, I don't think they're going to kill off Nicole here because they would have said something like that in the synopsis, and it's going to be more like she's going to be a little low on power, like, they're all going to blame themselves. Like they should have checked everything to make sure everything was tight and everything. But I think what's going to happen next issue is y'all are going to get some information. I think, I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be the Witch Carters or the Hooligans or someone. Or maybe someone, they take one of the Armada birds. But, they're going to get information. And they're going to find out the truth. And they might find out that Eggman didn't see the entire broadcast, so he doesn't know what Chip's capable of. But like I said, overall, it's not a bad start. Like I said, the art for the fighting and the characters was okay. Like I said, I like how Sally. You kind of have that SAGA dynamic between Sonic and Sally. It's like Sonic's, is letting his ego get the best of him, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, we got it all in the bag." Da 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 da. So, and Sally being the one that's like, yeah, that sounds great and everything, but something just doesn't feel right. Like she's get this nagging feeling like, okay, everything's cool, but something just doesn't feel right. Overall, though, a decent start, and I'm looking forward to next issue, which is the end of August, maybe even sooner if they want to get this out faster, to see what happens. But overall, not a bad issue. Not a bad issue. A pretty good start. I will say this though, when I read the issue yesterday, and I'm probably gonna, and I will type up something similar, maybe a short review or a long review or something like that for SAGA forums and the Archie Sonic Online forums, and maybe even DeviantArt. But what I noticed in a sense, and maybe it's just me, But I almost noticed a similarity, and again, maybe it's just me here, but I kind of noticed a similarity between this, the start of this miniseries, this finale, and the 175 finale. Yeah. It's like I almost feel a similarity. And the reason I feel that similarity to 175 is basically, like I say, the way things start and the way they basically get things are falling apart and everything, and so and in the end, it looks, and basically, what I'm trying to say here is I'm trying to get to work on my bike here. What I'm trying to say is I see a similarity to where, they suffer a major defeat in the first part, and then they kind of come back, get a bittersweet victory, and then they got to prepare for another attack in the upcoming parts. So I just get a sense of deja vu in a sense when it comes to the build-up here. Maybe it's just me, but I get it. Like I said, I get this sense of deja vu, and I just don't know why. But again, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just. Maybe it's because I've been a fan for so long. I can sense and see similarities, and I don't think it's because Ian ran out of ideas or anything. But when I get the sense of deja vu here, especially at the first part of Panic in the Sky, and I compare it to a similarity to what 75 was like, I can't, I just can't help have that feeling. So. But we'll have to wait and see if there's any similarities to the other parts of the other. Basically, we have to see similarities between the Eggman Empire saga, which was 75 to 77, and what we'll get here with Panic in the Sky. But overall, like I said, it's not a bad issue to start the miniseries finale. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like.